Hello, everybody, to the first official episode of the T and Big Flips podcast. I'm here with Anthony, aka Fish FB.
Hello.
And our very first special guest, Simon from Cartwheels. How are we doing, Simon?
Hello, all good.
Yeah,
all good.
Happy days. I'm really excited to be doing this. It's, we've been talking about this, trying to get a date in the book for a while now.
It's been such a slog, hasn't it? But I'm so privileged to have Simon on our show.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you very much. I'm privileged to be here.
Oh,
no, like
the first guest of many.
Yeah, well, we're hoping so. Anyway, if other people want to come on, that is.
I'm sure you'll get loads of people on.
I'm looking forward to.
But
seeing
you did
how
miss
the
a trick
journey's
though. I've kept this from you, but
go on.
I mean, if fish and chips, surely.
Am I supposed to be chips then?
You've got to be, in this scenario, you've got to be chips for this to work.
Sliced fried potato. That's you heard it here first from the one and only Simon Cartledge. Cheers, mate. Appreciate that. Roasted within the first 30 seconds of the pod.
Would be a good name for a podcast by British people.
Yeah. Would it be good? But we didn't want it to be
actually come across the board, did it? We came up with so many different names. Some of them were terrible.
To be fair, I did actually think of fish and chips, but I never brought it forward because I didn't want it to be like my.
You had more respect for Charlie.
No, I didn't want it to be about me. It just so happens that I have my brand as well, but it's more about the podcast as a whole.
Yeah. We kind of wanted to keep it separate, rather than like a fish podcast. It was more of
the UK podcast.
Right, the UK fingerboard podcast, the first ever, to my knowledge, anyway.
I think so.
Yeah,
I suppose Annie Yan did one, didn't she? But you could kind of say that was almost like a transatlantic podcast,
Maybe I haven't heard of it, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, the fingerboard brew. I think it was called.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's along the same sort of name lines as the name. Similar. Right. Should we get stuck into it then?
Yes, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited.
Mate, I just want to get into the nitty gritty and get to know you as well, as an individual and a fingerboarder, as well as some about the brand as well. I'm just really excited about it. So, I guess what we want to know first of all, we start, right at the start, is where did you grow up? Kind of tell us the early days of Simon. What was your childhood like?
It was fine. It wasn't horrific.
No childhood trauma or anything. That's
kind of the bare minimum.
Yeah. What led you to this? How bad was it? No. So I'm from the Midlands, kind of like Leicester kind of area.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like most people, kind of got into skating when I was maybe 12 or 13, and fingerboarding was just an offshoot of skateboarding for me at that age, really.
Yeah.
I remember having a fingerboard when I was really young, going on holiday one time, and I remember seeing a fingerboard in the shop and being like, yeah, that's great. Before I was into skating, I was probably only 9 years old, 8 or 9 years old. Just one of those fingerboards that's just kind of got a bizarre fighter jet on it or something like that.
Yeah.
And you're that's I need that.
There's some really sick graphics back in the day.
Yeah, and I remember on the back it said it was how to do a jump, and then it was you have the fingerboard flat on the floor, and then you take your fingers like this, and then you knock it back onto that like that, and then put it around like that, and I was like, that must be how it's done then.
Yeah. The first ever tutorial.
Yeah.
What inspired you then, Simon? What made you get into skateboarding? I know a lot of people in our era came from Tony Hawk's. Was that the case for you, or did you see it somewhere else?
Yeah, Tony Hawk and Jackass and things like that, and that. They all kind of merged into one, didn't it?
Insane.
Definitely the culture of our time, wasn't it?
That was the culture, yeah, and I think that skateboarding was just a branch off of those things, obviously off of Tony Hawk because that is a skateboarding game, but and then buying a lot of things like Sidewalk magazine and buying that all the time, and thinking like that's just the best. Like all the UK scene was so popping back then as well. So yeah, it all kind of came from skateboarding, I think. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, did you do you remember if you had like a go-to character in Tony Hawk or not? Because it was a lot. I've never played the game, but I know it was all like pro skaters that you could play.
Yeah, it had to probably be Rodney Mullen, I would think.
Rodney Mullen.
Yeah, of course.
The one. And then when like 3 and 4, maybe you'd use like Bam a little bit more or something like that. But Mullen's always going to be the one that you go to, because I think the first time, like even as like a kid, you see the end videos at the end and you see Mullen's end video and you're like, oh shit, like he's fucking amazing. Like you get kind of taken in by that. But then like as you get older, you like kind of have the like the English roots, so you're like, oh, actually maybe like Jeff Rowley would be pretty good to use a lot, and this kind of thing. But yeah, I was never like I don't think I was ever a diehard one character person.
Used to switch it up a bit. Yeah.
Did you ever make like a custom character?
I never used them.
Did you not? Oh.
Never, no. I was always more drawn to using the pros.
Oh, fair enough.
So this was my so I'm showing my age a bit here, but my kind of introduction to it was the EA skate games. I never played any of the Tony Hawks or anything, so I loved the fact that you could create your own skater, but then you were in the world of like all the pros like Danny Way, and so you touched on that skateboarding kind of eventually went to sort of fingerboarding. So you said about when you first sort of got your own fingerboard, and so how old were you when the transition? You say started skating at around 12. Like, did you? Yeah. What was the sort of timeline in terms of how? Like, did you skate for a few years, then you picked up fingerboarding, or did it happen around the same sort of time?
Yeah, roughly similar times. You know, like I think tech decks were kind of already quite a well-known thing by then. Like we're talking about probably 2002 or 2003 or something like that.
So and then really when they sort of popped off, then, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I think tech decks in America were quite big. Even like in the late 90s, they were like pretty big. And then in the UK around very early 2000s, we had that boom over here as well. And then I can kind of remember getting my first tech deck, and from the skate shop, the local skate shop, and then just not necessarily that I was hooked, but I think when you're younger, you've got more of an imagination, and it's like you can link fingerboarding to skateboarding more easily when you're younger, and it's like it feels like less of a leap than it does now. Like for me, they 100%. Were much more of a one and the same kind of thing back then. It was much easier. So yeah, it was that kind of age, and just once I did pick one up, I think I've not really put them down since. Really,
I would hope so. Anyway, like
do you remember what your first graphic was on your first deck?
The one that I remember that always is in the back of my mind is like and you were talking about things that you shouldn't talk about in skateboarding now, but Ali Boulala deck, like riding a bike, but not like a motorbike. Like I just can't. I've got this really vague memory of it, and like I know it's out there, and I'll be able to find it if I really looked. I'd be able to find it. But it's like an old Ali Boulala flip deck.
Nice.
But yeah, that was one that springs to mind.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So that was your first skateboard deck. Do you remember? So what was it you said about
first fingerboard deck?
That was your first fingerboard. Do you remember your first skateboard deck?
It would have been like a shop deck from my local shop, like from the shop local to me is a shop called Casino.
Okay.
So the decks that I sell now on the website are the Cartwheels, and it's all like a homage to this shop, which shut down a really long time ago.
Okay.
I've got the decks, but I don't have one with me. But I have an older version of it, which was like this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The ones I sell now are obviously the milkshake version of them, which are really, really nice. But
Mac does an incredible job with
they
those
were the
decks.
ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And did you get in touch with like the old owners or anything to kind of do that, or was it just like your own personal homage?
Yeah, because they've shut down. They were shut down for like, I don't know. I think they shut in about 2005 13 or 14, so they've been gone a long time, and I wouldn't even know where to look for the guy. Like, I know the guy, I don't know him, but I
knew of him.
Knew him when I was younger, and so I think he's kind of moved on a long time ago.
Yeah, nice.
Well, it's nice. It's like kind of like a bit of your history that's living on through your brand.
Yeah, I that's kind of why I put it about. Really, it was a good memory of being that kind of age and being really into skating. And,
that was always something that I'm glad that so obviously we got that sort of answer, really, even though we didn't directly ask the question. I think I probably would have asked it later on down the line when he got like into the sort of more talking about the brand, but I was going to ask about that graphic and like sort of where that come from. So it was cool how you know, that origin story of that is so personal to you, and I love that.
It was a full circle moment, you know, the first fingerboard from that shop, and then that. Cool.
That's really cool.
It's nice.
So we've touched on fingerboarding and sort of the origins of that. So, but have you got any other like hobbies and interests besides fingerboarding that you're really passionate about?
Well, photography, and I had some friends this is obviously again going back a while now, but like going back to when I was kind of 14 to 18, like skating, and a couple of friends that were really, really good at skating, and they kind of managed to go a lot further. Well, one especially went a lot further. So I had like quite a good time being a lot younger, taking photos of that kind of thing. I got quite into photography, but I don't know, skating. I'd say I kind of stopped skating when I was about 19 or something like that. So I've not skated for quite a long time, but then like I had some accidents, some bike accidents where I like broke things, and it made me like, I've still got a skateboard now and I still ride it sometimes, but it just makes me nervous. Like, oh, how brittle am I actually? Am I gonna have issues?
What kind of was again? It? A motorbike or?
Yeah.
That's the joy of getting older, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joy of getting older as well.
I've noticed it as well. I mean, even when you're sitting down all day in the truck, like your back it takes an absolute beating when you're just sat in one pose all day, and it's horrible.
Have you got one of those seats that's got all kind of full suspension?
Yeah, so it's an air suspension seat. So my son, when I'm on FaceTime to him, calls it my bouncy chair, because obviously my phone's on the dashboard in like a phone mount, so that doesn't move, but I'm there. So from his perspective, I'm going up and down every time I go on a bump and stuff like that. It's quite funny. I mean, I have so much to thank for my son for actually getting me back into fingerboarding, because I took a massive break and I essentially forgot about all of my old setups and stuff like that, and it was only when we were going through some of my old toys to try and figure out what we were going to play with one day that I rediscovered, you know, all my old setups like Berlin Woods and stuff from like 2011, 2012, and I just picked them up, started playing with them, and I found some old sheets of rip tape. And I think the best thing about being a father is and when you play with your kids, you rediscover that sort of child inside of you almost, you know. You go so long with like adulthood and college and stuff like that, and then when you have kids, it's like, oh, I found out how to play again, you know. It's
you hope that they pick up the same hobbies and then they get better than you quicker. At least that's the hope. Any of your kids into fingerboarding, Simon?
Not in the slightest.
Really?
No, I think they see it as work. They see it as my work.
That would make sense.
They just got no. They might pick one up every now and again, look at it and put it down and walk off. They're just not interested, and that's fair enough, you know. For me, I don't mind it.
I suppose because it's just part of. They've just haven't known any different, really. I'm assuming.
Yeah. I don't get that much time, especially when they're around to do it. So they don't really see me. Like if I do something, they look at me like, oh, when did you learn how to do that kind of thing? Like, how did you make it flip and how did you make it jump kind of thing? But it's like they've probably seen me fingerboarding for the total of about, I don't know, 20 minutes in their whole lives kind of thing.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, really keeping like your family separate from work then.
Well, I mean, the older one is a girl, and she's not that interested in anything that's not that girly. Yeah. And my younger one is more kind of football and that kind of thing. Just
act outside sports and stuff. Do you think he'd get into skating or not?
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then that
Yeah,
might be a
now
transition
take it to fingerboarding.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what most people do.
It's the way.
You know,
yeah.
I'm convinced that fingerboarding is the end game for all skaters.
Yeah, yeah.
When you get too old and you can't ride anymore, then you move on to these little things.
That could be
100%. And it's also like when you just can't afford to hurt yourself for any long like period of time. Like I've really been toying with getting a deck, like, you know, something just like a complete, and going down the skate park with my little lad. And but then, you know, the responsible adult inside of me goes, yeah, you probably shouldn't do that, because if you break your leg, you can't work for 6 weeks, and that's a lot of money you're missing out on. And it's like, I can't afford to do that, and it's not worth it. So, you know, he's got a little skateboard. I'll happily take him down to the skate park, but yeah.
So let him break his leg.
He's only 4, do you know what I mean? So at least I can still pay for That's horrible to say, but no, I don't want him to break his leg. But when you're younger, you can take more of a beating. Like, you know, I've seen him fall over, and I'm like, I panicked, and like instantly go, oh my god, that must have really hurt. And he's just got straight back up. He brushed himself up. I'm fine. I'm like, how?
Kids are just meat
so
sponges,
robust.
aren't they?
Yeah, it's crazy. If I took that kind of hit, mate, I'd be on the floor for an hour. Crazy. So now we're talking about, sort of circled a little bit back to fingerboarding there. I just want to go sort of what your favourite obstacle would be. I guess that's one that I want to know. If you've got a favourite obstacle, or if you can't choose one, then give us a top 3 maybe.
I often use the same obstacles over and over in all my, anything that I ever film is either going to be on like a stair set with a ledge that I really enjoy.
Okay.
Bench, which is like either like a tech deck bench.
Oh, that's the classic red tech deck one, isn't it?
This is the classic red tech deck one.
That was supposed to be really good. It's supposed to be really good, that one.
I haven't seen one of them in years.
They're really good. They're really hard to get hold of. And I got it from a website called Carousel, and it's like I think this is the way that I kind of figured it. It's kind of like the Southeast Asian version of eBay.
Oh, okay.
And I managed to somehow find this new in a box on Carousel, and I was blown away. I got this a few years ago, and yeah, it's just a classic. It's a real classic. Good size. It's a bit small, but I think fingerboarding again is getting more realistic again, and everything's getting a bit smaller. You know, people are going away from these really wide setups and stuff, and they're, you know, I think these do still work. There was actually a handboard version of this as well, which some people say is like even better for fingerboarding, and like it's really, really good. But they're like, if you can get one, it's gold. It's gold.
Oh yeah, I can imagine they made it even fewer of those than they did the tech, like the fingerboard equivalent.
Definitely, yeah, because the handboards were quite rare back in the day. Well, they weren't rare; you could get them, but they were like, you didn't see too many people using them. Like, and the crazy thing is, the handboards were like £15 back in the day, like the nice handboards that they used to do. You just think to yourself sometimes, oh, I wish I just bought a good few of them, and I could have sold them on down the line.
Oh yeah, they'd be worth some bank now, wouldn't they? Thinking about it, like the actual tech deck branded ones. Sorry about that.
I've never actually heard about like people making, well, not people making, but like company made handboard obstacles. Like you can get, like, you know, the tech deck ramps and all that stuff, but I never hear about that ones for handboards at all.
They're big. I think that's just all it is they're just so big that you can't really ship them. People don't even want to ship fingerboard obstacles because they're so big.
Yeah, I understand that. It's, you know, it's you know, looking like a little, like 1 or 2 ramps or obstacles for a handboard is essentially like a mini park in terms of size for a fingerboard, essentially, isn't it? When you look at it, there's a few guys I've seen. There's a guy that loves the Maple Lab handboards. I always see him on Maple Lab's Instagram stories, but he's got like a quarter pipe and a little ledge set up, or a bench or something, and it looks like it's all sort of DIY, made it himself, but the size of it, you know, because you can quite easily compare it to the size of his hands, it's mad, it's huge.
Well, I've seen I think it's Genesis handboards or Genesis boards, American company, and they're still around, and they have 100%, and they like they have like a whole room for basically the handboard park is an entire room, so that you can go from like one side to the other.
Wow.
And they're doing like these crazy lines and stuff. It's really, really fascinating.
That's amazing. I thought
That's really
Genesis
cool.
was gone like a long time
Oh
ago.
no, it's still going around. Yeah.
I know Redemption is still like
Yeah, but
they're
it's
like the big
Genesis as well.
handballs.
Yeah. No.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, I think I've spoken with Reno from Genesis. Yeah.
that's right, Reno. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
God.
That's really
Oh,
cool.
nice.
What's your favorite fingerboard? What are you riding at the moment?
What I'm riding, I do have what I'm riding around here somewhere. Here, this is what I'm riding.
Oh, it's Chad Musker. Chad
It's the
Musker.
Chad Musker Wooshka deck. If you'd have asked me kind of about 7 years ago what you're riding, it would have been this.
Right.
Exactly the
Really?
same.
How long have you had that deck for then? Is it 7 years or longer?
I think about 2018. I got
So
it.
Right, yeah.
it's not necessarily the same like components. It is the same deck.
Same deck,
Yeah,
same
mad.
probably, and then the wheels change out every now and again when I want
Yeah,
to try new wheels out. Yeah,
yeah. Fair enough. That's cool.
That's it. It's just for me. It's
And the
the
pop's
shape.
still great on it and everything.
oh, pop's brilliant. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's just a really solid deck.
Mhm.
Really, really solid. I've got quite a lot of setups. I've got a lot of things that I do use, but when it comes down to actually something like if someone said you're going away for 2 weeks, you need to take one board, that would be the one for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Well, what size is it, and what components you got on there?
I think it's a 34, something like a 34.2 or something like
Okay.
that, or just something like that. And then the trucks are 32 dynamics, Black
Yeah.
River trucks, I think.
Mm.
And then the wheels are P5 Pros with white cores.
Oh, nice.
And it just works. Just a good setup that works.
Yeah. Are those like BRT 2.0s or even ones? Or-
They're 2.0s, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 2.0s, yeah.
I picked
Yeah,
up.
if it's the same, but they wouldn't be the threes. So that was only within the last year or two, wasn't it? Yeah.
I managed to pick up
Yeah.
a set of 34 2.0s on Vinted the other day. Brand spanking
nice.
new, never used. I got them for like
Wow.
30 quid.
That's good deal.
Good deal, mate. I snuck it up like instantly. I saw it up there, and yeah, I was just like 2.0 BRTs. You can't go wrong for that kind
Did
of
you
price.
put an offer in, or did you just go, yeah?
I think it was up for 35. I put 30, expecting him to come back at like 32 or something, but he just accepted the offer straight away. I was like, damn. Like
Nice.
straight away, I was happy with that. So,
See,
but it
my
came with
worry-
a tool and everything. This is the thing. Like it had I couldn't believe it, but it had the Black River tool and like it was a full set of trucks, like bushings. He even supplied it with a replacement set of pivot cups and replacement bushings as well. Like it had the
Nice.
full tuning with it.
Pretty
I
much
was
as good as you could hope for.
oh yeah, 100%. The value for money there was crazy.
Wow. Great find, Charlie.
100%.
Yeah.
I saw on eBay a while ago, this was probably at least a year ago now, someone had put on 50 box tech decks from basically from generation 1 to generation 3 or something like that.
Wow.
Like really, really old tech decks. And they had put the buy now price as something like 150 quid. And stupid
And
me.
there was 50 of them.
50 of them.
So
and
basically £3 a deck.
£3 a deck.
It's not far
And
off retail.
I messaged him and said, "Oh, would you accept something like something like 105 or something like that?" Just as a kind of like, "Oh, I'll get a real bargain here."
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then like 10 minutes later, the listing was gone, and I was like, "Oh, what did I do? Why did I do
Why
that?"
you just for the sake of 45
God.
quid.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's like they were probably worth, I don't know, into the thousands.
And they were all packaged,
Wow.
like still all mint in the box.
mint in the box.
Wow.
Yeah, really early. Yeah.
That is a collector's wet dream, really, right there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Really.
undoubtedly, that's who got it. Someone that knew, I'm not messing about here. I'm just getting them
Yeah,
straight.
like clearly the guy that had it, you know, you don't know whether it's a parent, like, you know, discovering sort of their younger, well, now older child's like old toys, just throwing them out or like, you know, selling them or whatever, and clearly had no idea what they had.
Yeah, or a toy shop that's just
it's just selling old stock. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine stumbling across, like, what kind of graphics were there?
Oh, it was all like the really old birdhouse ones and things like that.
Yeah. World Industries and Blind. And
love
Blind.
that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Think about that every now and again.
Maybe even the hookup ones as well.
Don't think about it too much, because you'll end up crying. It's one of those things. But there's a saying that a friend told me once, and it was nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by. And it was just one of those, I think, where, you know, if you didn't get it, it just wasn't meant to be.
Wasn't to be. Yeah.
I think that's a good words to live by.
I wasn't supposed to make that profit.
Apparently. Okay, sure, whatever. What were you saying, Ati? I'll cut you off there, mate. Sorry.
No, it's all right. No, I was just gonna say, like, no, just some wise words there. Just, you know, just live life as it is. Yeah. Don't sweat it. You'll make more money with Cartwheels anyway.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh well.
We'll go into the next question here. So, what is your favorite? What is your favorite flat ground trick on a fingerboard?
Probably a tray flip.
Yeah, a classic.
I would say that's the
so
one.
satisfying to do as well. When you get it clean and you get the catch as well, it's just
the front finger catch.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Maybe not a switch one or a nollie tray. I see you like to do those on your.
I like nollie trays. I like switch trays.
Yeah.
I like nollie flips. Always like nollie flips. I've always liked front side flips, but I can't really do them very well. It's one of those tricks that I just think, I wish I could do them well.
I think they get a lot harder to do as you get older, though. Your wrists aren't as flexible anymore. It's a bit of an awkward angle.
Yeah, I've always wanted one of those kind of like Reynolds front side flips where it's just sort of really level all the way, just catch, boom. But mine always like those kind of muskery ones that kind of go pop up quite almost vertical, and then
kind of looks like a hard flip, but then you're just doing a body varial at the same time.
With it.
Yeah, I get that.
It's not. Yeah, it doesn't cut it for me.
Go on. Do you want to go?
I was going to say, like, maybe let's move on to about Cartwheels a little bit. I want to hear about the brand. So, how did you come up with Cartwheels? Where did the whole idea come from? Was it always wheels that you kind of wanted to do, or?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really long time ago, and it's to be honest, it's a little bit hazy, like where the whole idea came from. Because, like I said, I've been fingerboarding for a really long time. Like by that point, that was like 2011, and by that point, I'd been fingerboarding within kind of like the scene and been trying to be part of the scene since like 2003 or something like that. Wow. So I've been around for a really long time by that point, and I think I wanted to just do anything, like to make anything that would be just something that I could add to the scene. But it was like such a different concept back then. Like even making anything didn't seem like much of a. It was not like I could make a business out of it. It's not like it wasn't really a possibility. But like, I remember the really early ones were just like cut tubing, just like like nylon tubing that you can buy like in rolls, in spools, like cut with a tube cutter that has like a bevel edged tube cutter.
Right.
And you twist and twist and twist, and then it comes off. And then it was like doing things like gluing bearings in. Wow. It was like into like a tight tube, and being like, that would be all right. And then like cutting some metal, aluminium rods, like clear rods, tubing, and then like adding that into the side as well. Oh, okay,
so they were like, so they were kind of like, the metal core and the plastic out
Already.
like from
Right.
off the bat. I love that. That's great.
So
Straight off the bat.
that metal rod then, was that to help lock in the bearing then, or?
That was the idea, is that would
Yeah.
go in a little bit more tightly, and then it would all kind of like merge together a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's probably one or two sets about somewhere. Like someone's got some. I think she's got some bubble flip, and he's probably got. He might even have the only pair for all I know, but I know he bought the first pair.
Right. Your very first customer, he was.
I think he was. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. It's incredible, like, to hear like the origin story of Cartwheels. Yeah.
So like
when it's proper DIY job, wasn't it?
Completely a DIY job, and I think that nowadays people aren't afforded that kind of. You can just make a piece of shit and be like, "Look what I've made," and people back then were like, "Brilliant, that's pretty cool." Like, go for it. Like, you go nowadays, if someone had done anything like that and posted it anywhere, the people just be like, "What are you doing?" Like,
We're all spoiled with what we've got now. That's the thing. Whereas, like, back then it was like tech deck trucks, and
we no longer accept
millimeters.
cardboard ramps and half pipes and stuff.
No, it's so heavily criticised. So when so was it like from then on you started like naming them? Because obviously, like, we've got the V4Rs and the P5 Pros, and you got essentially like version 4, version 5. So when was, like, did you have a version 1, 2, 3? Well, you got the V3s, haven't you? But 1 and 2.
Yeah. So what happened was I did those very early ones in 2011, and then I went away for a really long time and came back in 2015 and decided, like, I'll give it another go. I try and really actually do this, like really put some thought into doing this.
Did you still fingerboard in that time that you went away, or was it you just took a break from making the wheels?
No, I still fingerboarded. I just didn't make the wheels. Okay. And it's like I went to you kind of did all the things that you do just as you tried. Like, I got married and things became busy.
Life was lifing. I get that.
Lifed for a bit. And I lived in Russia and Cyprus, but like living in Russia was really cool.
Wow.
I got to meet like people, like the fingerboard scene in Russia, and like that was like a really good fingerboard scene.
Really?
That's
crazy. I didn't even know you lived out in Russia.
Yeah, and when I got married in Lisbon, and the night before, pretty much, I think it was the night before I got married, I messaged a guy from FFI, like the fingerboard forum from back in the day, that I knew lived in Lisbon and was a good photographer, and I just said, "Is there any chance you want to do my wedding photos for me tomorrow?" And then he was just one that I never really spoke to that much.
That is great.
Called Gonzalo, and he's the man. And he was just like, "Yeah, sure," and like came with his Hasselblad and his like nice Nikon camera that wasn't. He just did such a good job as well.
Hell yeah!
Well, what an incredible story!
That is
it's just what a legend, and it just shows you how fingerboarding genuinely can bring people, from all walks of life together from all around the world. It was
I love that fingerboarding ties into something as a special to you as your wedding day as well. Like that is awesome. You like proper embedded yourself into the scene. That's great.
Right. So which version was like kind of like, oh yeah, I can really make this a thing now? Which was that, your V3s or the?
No, it'd be before then. Yeah. I did things called. I think I called them like Little Gems or something like that. This is probably 2015, and they were just like more of a hard wheel, like a hard see-through wheel, which were there, but they were kind of coloured afterwards.
Right.
And they kind of sold all right. They did okay. And then, but like you say, then probably the V3 was when it was like, oh, actually, this is going in that direction now. And possibly the V2. The V2 really were like what the N series are now.
Right. Okay.
So that would have been like the V2. Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
It's a nice little sort of insight into, I guess, the origins of, how the wheels came to be today, I guess.
So, what's about the naming convention for your wheels then? Because I think your N series makes sense because it's made from nylon, isn't it? And but what's about the V and the P then for 4 and 5?
Well, I'll be honest, a lot of that is naming just to separate them. It's not necessarily that. It's the same with like some of the other brands. It doesn't necessarily, the V or the P doesn't necessarily stand for anything. Like you can say, the V stands for like version or something like that, like version 4, or the P for plastic or whatever. It's not something that necessarily comes into my head when I'm naming the wheels, like the P5 Pro kind of, it kind of
it makes sense.
It goes together, like it's not
sounds
necessarily
good.
standard. It
rings.
Right.
P5 Pro sounds like I straight away you hear that and you're like, I want that wheel. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't know anything about it, but I want the P5 Pro. It sounds awesome. So kind of going back to, well, staying on the same topic of like early days of Cartwheels, I guess, like what kind of challenges like do you remember having to face like early on, were there like big sort of hurdles you had to leap over or like bumps in the road along the way?
I found like things like bearing lock was really difficult back in the day.
That's a common theme with a lot of wheel makers, probably, isn't it?
Yeah,
so difficult.
Arguably the hardest challenge for any wheel maker, really, isn't it?
I think so.
And it's so gate kept as well. Like no one wants to share how they design their bearing lock, but for good reason, because everyone's done it the hard way.
It's the lifeblood, isn't it?
It's what makes your product at the end of the day, doesn't it?
It's all of that combined. It is your lifeblood, and it's your thing that you've spent hundreds of hours developing and finding out about, and trying one thing, trying another thing, making it work. So for me, it's I don't tend to share very much on design or anything like that, because it's like no one shared anything with me, and it's like some people could say, it's like pulling the ladder up after you, but I don't necessarily see it like that.
I think that analogy, that's good.
I did the hard yards to get them going, and I would kind of hope that other people did that as well. Like, I'm sure, to be honest, I think you could probably Google things like bearing lock now, you'd probably find an article where someone said, just do this, and it would probably be about right.
There's so much more information accessible now. I mean, even like for anything, there's tutorials that'll teach you step for step how to make a fingerboard deck and stuff like that. But back in the day, no one had that. You were just kind of making do with what you got and trying to work it out the hard way, I guess. Trial and error.
The other thing is that even though all this information is out there, you still have to kind of go through you have to jump through a lot of the hoops to learn like the craftsmanship of it, and anyone can make a fingerboard deck. It's easier than ever now, but so much of it you don't realize how difficult it is. Like the finishing and the quality control and the eye for detail. I imagine that's the same for designing wheels and testing out materials as well and everything. Even like finding like the correct bearings for it.
Yeah, absolutely is. You're spot on. Yeah, it's an ever learning process as well. I don't think there's ever a point when you go, I've done it, that's it. It doesn't need to be touched now. Like, there's always something that you think, I could do this, I could change this, I could make a slight adjustment here. There's nothing's ever perfect, and it's like I see a lot of brands, and it's not just wheels, it's lots of things that come along, and it's like they have this early boom and boost in popularity because it's new, and then it's like that. I think the reality hits a lot of people. It's like I made this great set. Like someone might say, I've made this great set of wheels, and then you kind of go, actually, that took me 4 hours, or it might have taken me 6 hours or 8 hours, and it's like, is that really going to be? Is that what I want to do with my weekends? To sell something. It's like most people will kind of go away and say, well, maybe I'll just do it for myself, that kind of thing.
I think that's also why, in a sense, a lot of people obviously speak about like we spoke about, like we touched on the gatekeeping of certain like methods, like sort of bearing lock and stuff like that. I think it's the kind of only positive thing of that coming about and being the case, because anyone that does put the man hours in to figure it out for themselves. They've clearly, the reason they've done that is because they've got a passion for it, and it's coming from humble beginnings. They're not just doing it to make a quick buck, you know, because you know it's not a quick process, so it's just not a way to make money or get rich quick kind of thing, you know.
That's it.
So it's nice to see that, you know, the people that do suss it out, they've got a passion for it and they want to stick around for a while, you know.
I don't think you can make a quick buck in this industry,
You
really.
can't. It's so niche as well.
Mm-hmm. And there's so much out there now. Like, you know, even with something simple like tape, you know, there's loads of different brands out there, and then, you know, even more with, like, you know, fingerboards and wheels and literally everything. I think the only one that's kind of got more potential for competitors would be trucks, and even then it's the cost, like cost of entry to it is so high as well.
Arguably the most expensive thing to try and engineer.
No wonder there's so little competition in there, because it's so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's just madness.
So one question I wanted to ask you, I'm quite excited about this one, but what is your most memorable experience within the business, like along the journey? You know, it could have been anything. Like, what is one key memory that really stands out?
You know, I think some of the early meetups were quite memorable. You know, like I remember what they called UK Rendezvous 1, and that was kind of quite interesting. Like, I remember going to that and there being maybe 7 or 8 people there, and it was like in a school hall, and it was like really small. And I think you kind of say from humble beginnings, because you look at the Derby event that was on recently, and there's like, I don't know, like 60, 65, 70
70
like
people,
loads of people. Yeah.
Turnout was great.
It was really good, and
it's
it's nice to have seen the very, very, very beginnings to the most recent thing, and have been there all along to have seen that. And it's so I don't necessarily take one particular moment as being like something that shaped everything, but it's nice to have seen the whole journey from the start to where we are now.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome, man. I mean, like, was there kind of like a moment for you, like going from, I guess, I don't know, I guess because maybe you were so embedded with the scene from the get-go, there wasn't, I know there was sometimes for these people, like, they'll make a product and they'll make some sales and stuff like that or whatever, and then they go to their first event, and then that's when they realize, like, how popular it really is, because, like, everyone's wants some, or everyone's like coming up to you and, you know, giving you good feedback and stuff like that. There was much of that sort of in the early days, or
well, I'm trying to think of the first event that I would have sold at, and it's like, I don't know, I can't even really put my finger on it. Like, it might have been that, it sounds really ridiculous, but it might have been the Manchester one, which is kind of strange to think, really. But
so everything else just been like online sales up at that point.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I've not really I've not sold, like, been a vendor at events generally.
Yeah.
I've been to quite a few events. I've been, you know, to events in Berlin and to Pateo and events in Russia and things like that. And it's not like I've ever been selling at them.
No.
I've been more as like an individual. Like I do
as the fingerboarder, Simon, rather than the Cartwheels.
I love that.
I like there to be a gap between the two, really, because for me, although I have vended at events, I do kind of just like to go and see what's going on at events. And in a way, it's, you know, it's a shame that to be a vendor at an event, you kind of do miss a lot of the great things that are actually happening at the event. I know you had that as well, and at the last
Derby.
event.
Yeah, I got 0 fingerboarding in. I might have got about 10 minutes in before the event started.
On your own park.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even.
No, you didn't even set your own park at the event. That's crazy.
My own park. Yeah. I literally had to go on some of the obstacles that Rise Ramps brought in, and then I was literally vending the entire time from start to finish. I think I judged the competitions and helped a little bit with the raffle, and that was it. That was the end of my day, and packs down. Yeah, I didn't even get to watch the game of Skate either. That was a miss.
Yeah, that
missed
was.
out on that.
I felt a lot of people had kind of left at that point as well. It was more
Yeah.
of just like a after party kind of event almost,
Yeah.
competition.
It was a
good fun,
very
though.
long day, but I heard it was quite
was.
intense as well.
What the skate? Yeah, some of the
Yeah,
games
the game
went on
skate.
for like and it was like 3-way battles as well because we were like, it's going to take too long if everyone's just doing a 1-on-1. So, but yeah, some of them just kept going. Like and the amount of people that got, managed to match the set on like their second letter or like sorry on their second chance on tee, and it was like some of it came right down to the wire. There's some really really good games there.
Yeah,
It was good fun to watch.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So over the last year or so, Simon, you've done quite a lot of collaborations as well, haven't you, with multiple worldwide brands? So I think what you've done with like Flatface and UAG, ASI Berlin, but all the big names really, and some smaller ones too. Have you got any more collaborations coming up at all?
Not really. Not that is happening right now. I think usually I tend to try and focus on certain things in certain periods. And like last year, I was kind of looking at these collaborations that I was doing with different people as like a thing that was for that year. Whereas this year, I'm kind of looking more looking at some design changes, maybe some new things to come along as well. So it's not, to be honest, it's not on my list really of doing extra collaborations at the minute.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
If you like focusing on other things, other projects as well, probably.
That's the main thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do tend to focus on one thing at a time, and then kind of circle back around if I'm missing something.
Yeah.
You're still a one-man team, really, aren't you?
Completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
like
bad.
my work is always focusing on one thing and then focus on another thing and then focus on another thing, and it's a shame because I wish that I could do more and add more things. It's like I just recently put the wheel builder thing on the website, and it
I love
took
that
ages.
feature, by the way. It's a really
just
cool
took
feature.
all my time. Thank you very much. I
So modest.
I enjoyed doing it, kind of.
Yeah.
It took me so long. It took me like 2 solid weeks just to get it to like the point where it was at. So it's like, I had to do all the different 3D models. I had to do all the different combinations and like make them all look different. It was so annoying. And there was a point where I was like, you know what? Why am I even doing this? Like, I think I'm going to just stop doing this.
I love it because you've got the animation where it's spinning. It's like the attention to detail there is really really cool. I love it. It's the way it's been done. It has been. I mean, I don't think there's any other wheel brand or any fingerboard brand out there that's got a kind of like 3D model customization option. It's almost like, it reminds me anyway of like building your own complete on like a EA skate game or something like that, where you can select the different colored wheels and trucks or whatever. It's similar to kind of that. That's what kind of reminded me of.
I wouldn't do it again.
It's a one and done.
It was painful.
Wait till you add the version 6s on here.
I know. Do you know what? I've been thinking about this recently, and I was like, what am I actually going to do when it comes to new versions? It's like,
you got a different shape entirely or something, because
completely different shapes and different ideas, and it's like, how am I going to go about
because it's
incorporating it?
The V4Rs and the P5 Pros, are they essentially the same shape, just a different outer material, right?
Well, the idea of them is that they're a different outer material, but the inner dimensions are slightly different, and it's not something that some people wouldn't even notice it that much at all. But for me, it makes the process a lot better. Like the fittings are a lot tighter. Everything just comes together a little bit nicer in the P5 Pro. Like, most people will never have an issue with the V4Rs. Like, the amount of comebacks I get on them is like 1%, if that.
That's
like
incredible.
So rare. But for me, the P5 Pro was just a slight tweak inside, as well as having a different outside material, and that's the difference.
Yeah. Cool. I love the tan color as well. It's I think everyone loves a bit of like an off-white kind of tanny kind of color.
I think the best thing. the best thing about the P5s is that they actually kind of really improve as you use them a lot more as well. The material really starts to mature and it gets a little bit grippier, and just a little bit more responsive, I feel.
Yeah, picks things up a little bit better, maybe.
Yeah.
The material itself kind of picks up what it's riding on slightly better. Yeah.
Yeah. Almost like a little bit like how urethane does, but it's still got that forgiveness of a plastic wheel.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's got a nice squeak to it as well. Some people don't like the squeak, but I'm quite partial to a bit of a squeak on a.
It's a very subtle squeak, so like people that don't.
Yeah, it's not a urethane squeak.
No.
Yeah.
Although that is satisfying, that squeak.
Some people. I did a poll on my Instagram story once, and it was of me. I think it was just like a backside blunt, and there was a squeak in the clip, and I'd done a poll of like, will squeak, yes or no, and I think it was almost 50-50. I thought it was mostly going to be yes, but it was like 48% no, and I was like, oh damn, like some people really don't like it.
You take it to TikTok though, and there'll be like 90% squeak.
100%, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what did we just touch? We touched on collaborations, didn't we? Went on a little tangent there. I love that because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Really. So, what I want to ask you, what is your favourite thing about Cartwheels?
Favourite thing? I like
could be anything.
That it's something that I can. What's my favourite thing? Well, I enjoy the fact that it's been around for so long. Like I feel like that I can take some kind of pride in that it's not just a flash in the pan, and it's been around a while. I enjoy having a product like in the scene and contributing to the scene in that way. So for me, that's like a big feeling of pride that I do enjoy the fact that it's something that wouldn't be there if I hadn't have made it. I suppose.
Yeah, I love that. That's good. I mean, I guess, from a scene that seems to have given you so much, it must, the feeling of being able to give so much back, it must be quite rewarding.
I mean, it is also like completely different to like every other wheel on the market as well. No one else does it, with the aluminium cores, do they?
No, that's true. There's, I think there are a lot of wheels now that do cord wheels. Like there's a lot of brands that do cord wheels, and you could argue that Flatface were doing cord wheels before anyone was doing it.
But they do like the dual Joro ones, don't they? So they've got like two different types of urethane, one on the inside and one on the outside. But yours are two completely different materials that are coming together.
Yeah,
I suppose Flatface do like some metal outers as well, don't they? But
the metal outers are pretty crazy. I wonder what they feel like. That's I imagine they're loud.
They're very hard and very slippy.
Yeah, I can imagine there's like no grip to them at all.
Yeah, I do regret getting them.
Oh, you got a set of you?
Yeah, I've got it right here actually. I've got some.
The gold.
It's a bit hard to see. Yeah, the gold outers and the teal inners.
Nice. They look nice though.
They look great. I literally got them to match with a deck. And then I'd never rode that deck.
That's the thing. Yeah. It's like it looks nice, but it feels terrible.
Yeah, I put them on. I was like, I'm just gonna keep this as a display, and then I took the wheels off.
I think we've all got one of those setups where it just looks pretty, but it's just like it just doesn't work for you. But you don't want to you don't want to change it because it's there, and it's a desk statement, I think.
That's true. Desk statement.
It's a testament that you can still make mistakes with money.
I think everyone can agree with that. Everyone can make mistakes with money for sure. I think maybe it should circle back, or not circle back, but end, I guess, this sort of segment, I guess, with talking about Cartwheels specifically. With if you were to describe your brand in 3 words, what 3 words would they be?
Reliable, I'd like to say. Reliable.
It is quite a hard question. You really got to think about it.
It is quite difficult
because it's only 3 words, and it's if you're given 20, it's a little bit easier. But
that's true. Yeah. There's just the bullet points.
Yeah.
I see. This is a lot of blank space, isn't it? This is where you need to cut things. You're gonna,
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's all right.
It's
Nice that you're thinking about it, though.
yeah, like,
No, I
you know,
mean, one word I would describe your wheels is smooth.
yeah, I'd like to say that. But the thing that I would also say is that if I look at the wheels, but I look at things like the N series and the V4R, for example, they're so different. I was trying to think of the word that kind of
diverse,
shows
maybe.
that there's a range, diverse, disparate. You know, it's like there is a range, and so
cater to a lot of people in terms of
Yeah.
like what they feel and what they like, what they want to like, their preferences, I guess. Yeah, I get what you mean.
That's right. Yeah, so reliable, diverse, and good.
Good.
Yeah.
Just solid,
Can you
mate.
go with
Just
that?
all rounder. We'll go with that.
Solid.
Love that.
Yeah. I mean, when you say diverse, like, it's true, because like you know, whilst it's probably one of your earlier versions, like the N series is what I kind of prefer, really. Even though like they may not be as smooth as your V4Rs, or you know, as like, you know, well designed as your P5s. I think there's just something nice about like the feel of it. It's you know, it's a little bit grippier than the other two as well.
Yeah, I think so. And then things like that, you know, you've got the cruisers, and that's something else. You know,
They're massive.
Yeah,
they are. They're pretty wide.
You know,
They look so cool.
one of my riders swears by your cruisers, though. She absolutely loves them.
Was that Zoe, isn't it?
Yeah. So when she joined the team, I asked her to pick any set of wheels, and she wanted your cruisers. So you know,
That's nice. So she came and said hello at the event, at the Derby event, and she was with I can't remember the guy's name. Can you? I just can't remember his name now. But yeah, she was with her friend anyway. Yeah. And then he was like,
was it Lupwood or?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Of course, Lupwood.
Yeah.
And and she said, "Oh, they're the cruisers." And then he was like, "Okay, I've got to get some cruisers." So I know that she'd spoken highly of them as well. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, see them in all her edits and stuff as well.
It's nice. Yeah.
I
think when I first did them, they seemed like they would only work on big old school decks. But I do see quite a lot of people using them as like, some people use them on like really skinny, like 29 mils and things like that.
That's what she does. Yeah,
she rides 29 mil and has the cruisers. It's just like big wheel skinny decks.
3/4 of the width is the wheels.
It looks crazy, but it works.
Yeah.
Well, she's very very talented, fingerboarder, and I think part of that comes down to your wheels.
Well, she won the competition.
She won the competition.
She did indeed. Yeah,
and she won the year before as well.
She did.
So she's won it back to back.
She's a Derby queen.
Yeah, literally, she's Derby queen. It's incredible, the consistency from her. We're doing a collaboration soon. Me and her. I'm really looking forward to it. But she sent me some clips already. On this,
right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah.
But yeah, she sent me some clips, and I'm like, oh, bro, how am I going to follow this up? Like, some of it's really good and so clean as well. And I'm like, mate, that's going to take me so many tries to get something as like on par as that. And you know that she's just done that in like second or third try, 100%. It's crazy.
She's very, very consistent and very talented.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. Shout out to her. Miniwood FB on Instagram, by the way, if anyone wants to go check her out. I think we'd do a couple sort of like rapid fire questions. So not ones that like necessarily you want to spend a lot of time on, but like just
first thing that comes to your head. Just shoot. Yeah.
Do you want to start us off, Anthony?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so if you could have one of these for the rest of your life, which ones would you have for tape and for trucks?
Okay, so for tape, I would say raw tape.
Solid choice.
It's decent. Trucks, BRTs.
Yeah.
Nice.
I knew it was going to be BRTs, yeah.
It's usually BRTs or dynamics. I don't think indies have been around long enough for people to go, yeah, they're my diehard.
No, they'll start raising soon, I reckon. You'll get more indie love soon, probably.
Yeah. I think they need some time out in the community because they're so new.
Yeah. What about deck brand?
Um,
Well, I was going to say, what are your top 3 deck brands?
Okay, yeah, let's go for that one.
Like, if you
Well-
like your holy trinity in terms of decks.
well, I'll stick with Whoosh being up there. Like, I think those original Whooshes. I know he might come back. He might come back. I don't know
He's
for sure.
taking a short hiatus. Yeah.
He's taking a hiatus, but those original Whoosh for me, pretty damn good. I'd like to say Preet. I do.
Yeah,
Every
nice.
Preet that I've ever had has been top notch. Like the craftsmanship, and Peter who runs it is just a really decent guy as well, and that's a really nice thing.
It adds to it a
and
lot
then-
as well, doesn't it? Like, you know, if you really like the person behind the brand, then it's like it just makes you fall in love with the product even more, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But then I won't give a final one, but I'll say
We do honourable
UK
mentions if you
in
want.
general, I would say look at the UK stuff, look at the fish decks, look at milkshakes, look at raw. There's so many. Like I see these new ones, Phase One, they look pretty decent as well. And I've not tried one, but I think they look good. And I think any UK stuff, being that we're on a UK podcast, should get a shout as well.
100%. I mean, this is what we're here for, to be honest.
And salvage as well, you know. Like,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
salvage. Yes.
I don't want to like forget them and Maple Lab, and there's so many good stuff, you know. That's a salvage, but he said like, oh, that's an old salvage, just so you know. Like, actually said it's an old one, you know. But
I mean, salvage is so like such a hidden gem as well.
Oh,
His work is
100%.
incredible.
I couldn't believe how
so.
good the like the craftsmanship was, the attention to detail and everything when I got mine.
He's been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah,
but, I just think that some of the other brands are a bit more well known, and you know, if he was out there a bit more, you know, people would find his stuff is really, really awesome. Yeah.
And some of the
we've
stuff
always
he's doing.
had good UK deck brands. We had like Blossom. Do you remember Blossom?
Yeah.
And they were like really, really good decks, and like they had people wanted them as well. Like, you know, like it was like a real kind of, if you could get a Blossom, you were doing well. Like, I've got one in there somewhere. But like, there's another one, Arbea. Arbea was.
Oh yeah,
really good
they're
stuff.
from Newcastle, aren't they?
Newcastle, yeah. Pastel. That was another UK
Nice.
brand, Pastel.
Nice.
I'd
It's
love
really
to
cool.
see a collection video from you at some point, Simon. I bet you've got some incredible decks.
I've got some cool ones. I've got a nice Preet there. That's a good one.
Nice.
Oh, that's a sick graphic.
I like how they're in the little bags as well.
Yeah.
Some of them I do keep
Preserving them for
bags.
the ages.
Yeah. These are nice. These etchy decks. I mean, that's a not a UK deck, and obviously knows the Preet, but
I thought we were getting like a little exclusive insight into his deck collection here.
Yeah.
We didn't even. This wasn't planned at all, by the way, people.
this
just
is a
saying, so-
real classic. So this is a Blossom, like an early Blossom as well. And I know it just looks like the most bog standard simple deck ever.
Yeah.
But they are
That blue is it blue?
really good.
Or is that the lighting?
It's blue, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like a dark. It's a dark blue.
Yeah. But it almost like has a slight shimmer to it.
Well, it's got a nice gloss.
Yeah.
Nice lacquer.
That's stunning.
To it, yeah.
They were just so well done, you know. Like that's quite a nice Preet one as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a lovely graphic. That.
It's
Preet have got some really cool graphics.
Yeah.
King Kala do really nice stuff. Like I was a big fan of King Kala's.
That's cool. So I mean, they're like, it's the graphics that really look like skateboard graphics. You know,
Yeah.
ASI Berlin, love that.
That's right, yeah.
You know,
That's really
it's
early
like what
Preet.
Knife are doing as well at the moment. Like, you know, it just looks like a miniature skateboard graphic essentially. You know, whereas you look
They're
at
doing
some
a really good
fingerboards
job.
and it's like, you know, oh yeah, you can tell that's a fingerboard graphic. Where it's like, you know, like Knife is like, if you scaled that up, that could so be a skateboard graphic.
Yeah.
And the artwork.
Yeah, their design is top notch.
Oh
yeah.
100%.
You can tell that it's a big part of their ethos as a brand. Like making sure the design is as
that was-
good as it can be.
It's the whole sort of process, a bit like Cowply as well. It was just an outlet for the art essentially, but then, you know, I guess the canvas that it's on is also the art at the same time, because the craftsmanship of those decks are just it's second to none.
Yeah.
So should we open the floor to we put up on the story for followers to ask some questions. So we've had a few come in. So should we rattle a few of those off?
Sure.
Yeah.
So someone asked, what would you bring back from the earlier fingerboard days? That something that we're missing now.
What would I bring back? I think there used to be a little bit more of the community was a little bit more close knit, but it was a lot smaller, so it kind of makes sense that it was a bit closer than it is now. It's hard to keep a close knit community when there's like 10 times the amount of people than there were back then.
It's the trade off you get, isn't it? Really, when a community grows, you lose that closeness and yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. I suppose one of the obvious ones would be forums.
Yeah, because the Reddit's just so negative all the time. I don't ever post on there. I'm such a ghost, like when
lurker.
it comes to that's the word, lurker, whatever. Reddit. But it's just everyone's just shitting on everything, and it's like
it's either that or it's a collection of knife decks.
Yeah, literally. or look what I just got from the knife drop, and they send a picture of their cart that they managed to get to check out before everyone else.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think forums were good. They were a good thing to have. And I mean, Discord's a little bit like how forums were. It's a little bit like it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But maybe then that's just being younger. Things just seem a bit better when you're younger.
Well, I do feel like a lot of like the history kind of gets lost when it goes on Instagram or when it goes on Discord. It just gets lost in the ether or amongst like all the other text. Whereas in the forum, it's there forever, and then the thread will get locked and it'll be archived and it'll always be there as long as doesn't delete itself. But yeah. You can you can look. It's almost like a time capsule, really. Once it goes on the forums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of wish I was part of the FFI days because I was definitely sort of fingerboarding around then, but I wouldn't say I didn't really know it existed. That's the thing. It's like I wasn't. I was so unplugged from everything.
It was. I'd say it was quite. It was kind of quite a negative place in itself. Like, it's really
the older version of Reddit.
Yeah, well, it was quite well contained and marshaled by the people that were on it. It was like people didn't really necessarily like take much shit from people. Like, it was very insulated. Like, it was just a bit of a club. It felt like a bit of a club.
Yeah, everyone kind of looking out for each other, kind of thing.
Whether or not that was a really good thing, I suppose it depended on what side you're on. But yeah, it's just I do kind of miss those days. They were good days.
Yeah. Well, moving on to the next question. So we'll go. This is a good one. So, do you think someone can fully appreciate fingerboarding without having a skateboarding background?
That is a good one. I think they can appreciate fingerboarding for fingerboarding, but whether or not they can appreciate the link between fingerboarding and skateboarding is definitely probably not. It's like, for me, if someone said to me like, oh, I want to get really into fingerboarding and I want to give me 10 videos to watch the fingerboarding videos, or give me 3 videos to watch that I'm going to really get into and it's going to improve my fingerboarding, I would probably give them 3 skate videos.
Yeah, like 100%. Every time I see a skate edit or a skate part, I want to pick up a fingerboard. Like, it's just I get that. And
you want that feeling, but you can't do it physically, so you have to do it on a fingerboard.
Well, that's it. Yeah, and I think that the people who are really doing all the best stuff in fingerboarding are the ones who are just looks like skateboarding. That's got to be the aim, I think, for a lot of people, for most people.
It just the realism of it. Yeah, that's one thing I was going to kind of touch on, that because I think you can definitely get into it and appreciate it, but you won't have the vision of like what a trick should look like, if that makes sense. Whereas because you can defy gravity with a fingerboard. That everyone knows that. You're not relying on momentum and stuff like that. You know, you're moving under your own feet. You're not pushing and stuff like that. And I think, you know, I'm not saying, you know, replicate pushing with your fingers, because that's just ridiculous. But
some videos do that. I think it looks really cool though.
I think some of the old like Ilias Asmuth stuff where he like, do you remember that one where you didn't see anything, you just saw his arm and he was coming and just sort of walking around, and it was like mostly all white blocks, but then you had like the occasional handbag and stuff like that. Do you remember that video? I don't know why it sticks in my mind, but I'll see if I can find it and show you guys after the pod. But yeah, iconic for me anyway. But yeah, that was quite an interesting one. And he'd done the same, sort of pretended it was just like a little person. It's quite cool. But yeah, I think it's that skate vision, I think. It's funny because the new EA skate game kind of teaches you about skate vision and stuff like that, which is quite funny. But when you think about it, it makes sense. You know, that creative mindset and looking at something and go, right, how many different ways can I approach this? You know, you see an obstacle and it's like, there's not just one way you can skate it, you know?
Yeah, people get so creative with obstacles. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. See mad stuff all the time. So another quick fire question for you, Simon. Will you be making some street size wheels soon?
I think so. I think in the next. I don't want to say for certain, but I'd say in the next kind
put yourself under pressure. Like, don't give yourself a deadline. Do you know what I mean? But
I'd like to say by the end of the year there'll be some new shapes.
Nice.
Yeah, so something like a little bit slimmer than your current offerings. Then
that's right. Yeah. That's what I've been working towards, a slimmer wheel for sure.
Yeah,
I think that was. I want to go ahead and say it was Devil Fingers that offered. I asked that one actually.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
The shout out, Devil. What's the next one? Oh no, this one was Devil. I remember now. So he goes, did you get your wheel inspiration from Richter Metalcore skateboard wheels?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, cool. There you go.
The original
question done.
The V4Rs, like Richter was always like the core wheel that I aspired to make something similar to.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, being a core wheel, it has to kind of take after some kind of skate brand, and Richter were for me the core wheels. So yeah, 100%.
Did you used to ride them yourself when you skated?
I did have some Richters. Yeah. I did.
Nice.
Way back when.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's very good. Sort of. This is like, oh, I had this full scale. Let's make a mini version of it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Richters always seem to be the core wheels. So yeah.
Yeah. Another question for you. What kind of music do you listen to?
That is a non-fingerboarding question.
That is a real non-fingerboarding question.
It's about Simon. It's not just cartwheels or fingerboarding. Yeah.
Quite a range, really. Like, I like kind of 90s grungy kind of stuff. I like Pixies, Nirvana, but then, you know, like David Bowie and so many different things. But I kind of just nothing too like poppy, really. But other than that, I'm pretty open to.
Do you ever listen to music when you're doing like a little fingerboard sesh? Like what would be like if you were to have a
relaxed
sesh?
Music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I listen to like a lot of Air and things like. I don't know if you listen to Air much. Like really kind of chilled out.
That's similar to kind of lo-fi stuff, or
like 07. I don't know if you've heard of 07, like that kind of stuff.
Heard of it.
Like, really kind of nice and slow and
zenny.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, getting in the flow state.
Yeah.
That's what
it's
it
like
is.
that spiritual mindset of like, we'll land this trick on the first try.
First try, yeah, right. Yeah. It's been a while.
Well, yes, you can manifest it. Doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. I've got a sort of weird and wacky question for you. Not fingerboard related whatsoever. What is your go-to McDonald's order?
I don't have much McDonald's anymore. You know, I say that I had McDonald's for breakfast this morning.
Honestly, I said this to Anthony this morning, right? McDonald's breakfast is goated. That is better than their actual lunchtime menu. If I could have McDonald's breakfast like at lunch, I would.
In some parts of the world, you can actually get like all day breakfast. Like
missing it. I'm missing.
I know you can do it in Hong Kong.
Can you?
Yeah.
I want hash browns for lunch. That's what I'm saying.
Well, they actually don't. They don't do hash browns with their breakfast though in Hong Kong.
it's not worth it then, in my
Yeah.
opinion. It's not worth it. That is
go to Hong Kong
the
anymore.
staple of it. It's the staple
But yeah,
of a Mackey's breakfast.
Yeah, but you can get like the sausage and egg muffin any time, pretty much. Like even at 9 p.m. I've had that before.
That's mad. Imagine going out on a night out, and I mean, not like I do that anymore. That was more like 7 years ago. But like you were going on a night out, you get like a dirty kebab or something like that, or like for me it used to be a Subway every now and then. But oh mate, if you could get a double McMuffin, sausage and egg McMuffin on the way home after a night out, that would be. I think that just hit the spot, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'll cure any hangover.
100%. I think it's greasy
today
food
was the
in
first
general.
time I did that thing where you get the vanilla milkshake and you get the espresso shots.
Oh,
And I say espresso shots, I had them from my own coffee machine,
Yeah.
so I brought the milkshake back, put the coffee shots
I've never
in.
done that before. I've never done that
Works.
before.
that sounds
I'm gonna
banging.
try it,
Yeah. I need
First
to
time I
give
ever
that a
tried
go.
it, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it a good stir. It works. Yeah.
You want to put like Rose's lime cordial in there instead.
It's all about the roses.
He's just got it down. Love
It's
it.
all about the roses.
A little bit of context for people. Before we started the podcast, we were having a little discussion about it, so that's how he knows he's not psychic. So
Yeah.
God, I think there's one more we've got. Oh no, there was a couple more on the actual DMs, wasn't there? We'll circle. I'm just going off of my notes at the moment, but what was this one? Was from I can't remember who it was now, but anyway, whilst making and shipping your wheels, do you still find the time to enjoy fingerboarding for yourself?
I try to, but it's hard. It's harder now than it ever used to be.
I can understand that because it's work related as well.
It's work. It's strange, yeah. When
Yeah.
something becomes work, it can be a little bit harder to enjoy the process. But I've recently tried to kind of take a bit more time to spend an hour and just sit and fingerboard, like get a couple of obstacles out and just enjoy fingerboarding. Because otherwise, it kind of makes the work more of a chore as well when you're not getting if you don't get any joy out of the whole process.
I think that's
I think it's just finding that balance.
Yeah, it's what a lot of people struggle with when their hobby becomes their job, you know, and it's like, well, I not a lot of people know this, but I'm sort of a musician, and I used to do a few gigs in like pubs and, you know, do little sort of sets here and there. And then when I went to university, I went to a music performing arts university in London, and when you're forced to do it, like before that I was just doing music as and when I kind of wanted to, and I wanted to do it a lot because it was a passion, but when you're forced to do it every single day, you lose the love for it, you know, and it feels so forced. And I feel like something like that, where it's an art or it's a passion or a hobby or something like that, like as soon as it becomes forced, you lose the sort of magic behind it in a way. So I completely get that. It can be quite hard to. I really struggled. I you know, after I left the uni, I quit after my first year, and I didn't pick up a guitar for another 12 months after that. It was
Right.
Yeah, it was quite hard for me to do that. So I completely understand when it comes to trying to keep that separate, you know, mindset between the two. But if you managing to find the balance, that's really good.
I've always tried to have that thing where it's like I've been fingerboarding for over 20 years now, like 23 years, and it's like, for me, the key to longevity is not being like having to do it ever. Like if I don't want to do it for a week, I won't do it for a week. If I want to do it all of next week, I do it. But it's like, I think a lot of people who come into this hobby and they can easily burn themselves out, and it becomes like such a focus, like, oh, I have to do this, I have to get this trick, or I have to do whatever. And I think the best way is actually being quite chilled out with it all, and not being too hard on yourself to like pick things up. Just do it when you want to do it, and then kind of enjoy it when you want to enjoy it.
Yeah,
Some good words. Words to live by, I think, in general.
Just got another question here from one of our audience. So How much do you think you've spent on equipment, and have you got any tips for people wanting to make wheels as well?
I to be honest, I would struggle to put an exact sum on equipment, and it's silly money over the years,
Yeah.
like over the many years. But as a general advice into making, I suppose not just wheels, but making anything, is to kind of just, you have to have a real stick to itness. You know, it's like it's so easy to not want to pursue something after the first setback, but it's really important, I think, to just stay on. And like, if you've got an idea and it works in theory, there's no reason why it won't work in reality. So you have to just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Like the amount of mistakes that I made like years ago, before I was making wheels that were reliable, just all the time, you know, like all the time. So for me, it's just like, you've got to just stick to it and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that as well. Like, after my first set of decks, I felt like I wanted to quit, and I thought, why have I spent all this money and all this time, and why do I want to keep going? And then I said to myself, no, I've got to stick it out, and I'm really grateful that I did. So I can back you up on.
So am I.
Yeah.
I'm glad you both did, because we've got some incredible products now.
Do you enjoy the process of making decks now?
I do. Yeah, I made some today actually. I think I got it's like 7 or 8 made today, and so it's just in the final stages of, like, a couple of engravings and some lacquering, really. So yeah, I still make it. I really enjoy improving. And like with each batch, I always get better, and I'm always finding ways to optimize my process. It's fun. I really do enjoy it, and it's really satisfying when people say to me, like, "I really like your decks. It's really fun for me," or I've just played on it for the last couple of hours, and I really like it. I did send out like my last batch out a few days ago, and I've had nothing but positive feedback from everyone. So.
That's really good.
And then I look back at my old decks, and I've got a pile of them over here, and just looking at them, and it's like, I think, how did I think I could ever sell this before? And I kind of disappointed in myself, like, that people wanted these, but I'm much happier with what I'm offering now.
Good.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
And then I think I got one last question here from CJ as well. So. I think this actually might be for us, Charlie.
Okay.
So, do you only do podcasts with big creators and company owners? Because I would love to do one with you.
I mean, this is literally our first proper podcast, isn't it? Really, the first one we done was episode 0, and it was just us touching base, really, introducing us as a duo. Sort of the reason we wanted to start the podcast. But Simon being the first, I think. Honestly, we couldn't have got a better first guest, to be honest. You've been around the scene from day one. The biggest UK brand, gone international, full-time job. And the stories you've told us, and everything we've been talking for nearly an hour and a half now, and that has just gone so quickly.
It's midnight.
It is. Yeah, we are going to wrap this up pretty soon. But yeah, it's. And it's just early days, to be honest with you. I think eventually, I'd love to open the floor to anyone who'd want to come on if they've got something interesting to say and stories to tell. 100%.
Have you got people planned that you want to bring on?
Absolutely do. 100%.
But we're going to keep that a little bit.
Keep it hush.
Nip and tuck at the moment. Yeah, because nothing's concrete. We haven't got dates in place yet, so it's and we don't know what order we're going to do things. So, but we definitely want to get. We've got people in mind, and we've had chats.
Ultimately, it's about kind of showing the rest of the community and the world about what we're doing in the UK. It's about highlighting UK fingerboarding. So it's not just brands and companies, but also some of the individuals. You know, when we get round to it, it's all about the UK more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's a lack of great ambassadors either, is it?
No, there's
No.
so many good people around.
In terms of content, we've got a really big crop to pick from. You know, so you know,
You've got loads.
expect a load more episodes, people. If you've enjoyed this one as much as we've probably enjoyed just yapping on, like I said, it hasn't seemed like it's been an hour and a half, has it, gents?
No.
90 minutes we've been going. We're about to tick over.
Could probably talk for another 90. It's been late.
I will probably fall asleep, but halfway through a sentence by that time. Yeah, you're not wrong. It has been fun, but I think it's about time we wrap this up. I want to go to bed, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Realise the time I got to be up at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, just to wrap things up as well.
Go for it. Yes.
I think we did want to. So we did do a little contest last time. We still need to pick some winners, don't we, for the big flip?
We do.
I think we should do that pretty soon. But we also had another little contest going as well. So we actually wanted to offer a complete setup. So I'm going to be making a deck. I've got some BRTs to give away, some brand new BRTs that I actually won in the raffle in Derby, the Derby event. And because it was my event, I didn't really want to keep them for myself, even though I entered the raffle. So I've decided just to kind of give them away instead. And then Simon has also kindly offered some wheels as well. So thank you, Simon.
What?
Yeah. No, he's only messing. Yeah.
My favourite thing was when we first spoke about that in private as well. Your reaction was brilliant. I was hoping he'd do the similar thing on the pod, and he did. So thank you for that.
One trick pony.
Such content. I love it. It's what people want to see. Is, you know, I didn't ever want this to be so formal. You know, like a formal interview. I wanted it to be a general chat. You know, I feel us three got on pretty well. Yeah. Not to stem from the fact of what we were just talking about, but yeah. And also, the deck is going to have not an exclusive graphic, but we are coming out with a hand-drawn graphic. My partner, she is designing and drawing at the moment, in the process of designing a T and Big Flips graphic. It will be a paper graphic, I'm pretty sure. Did you say, cool, Anthony? But doesn't stem away from the fact of the quality of it and the vibrant colours. So be sure we'll post pictures on the socials and stuff of when it's all done, and I think we still need to pick out colour schemes and stuff. But exciting
it's going to be
stuff.
Very nice. I
think it's going to be quite a vibrant setup, which, you know, I think if anyone likes the bright colours, get involved for sure.
And they'll have the best wheels on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And according to Simon, the best trucks as well.
Best truck. Yeah, that's it.
And
Is it only open to UK people, or is it a worldwide thing?
I think it's going to be a UK thing, just for logistics, really. Yeah. Makes sense. I don't want to be spending too much on shipping.
So I suppose the person that wins it, they can just choose whatever wheels they want as well. That's kind of cool.
If we could do that, yes.
Yeah,
that's completely up to you, really, mate. You know, so we can do that. But I think the trucks are red, if I'm not mistaken.
They are red 34. Yeah,
because you got them in the
raffle. Yeah,
the raffle at Derby. So they're set, and then obviously the graphic, you know, the color scheme on that will be set when it's finally done. But then, anyone wants to choose, you know, outers and core colors, I guess, to try and.
And is it a winner of like a best trick thing, or
no? I think it's going to be the usual followers on Instagram and YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. We'll make a post on it. Friends. Yeah, we're going to make a proper post.
Can I enter? Yeah. Save a bit of money.
Yeah.
Go for it, mate. If you want to enter, crack on.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you actually did do that and then you did
won
the live thing and you just see it rolling round and then cartwheels have beacons?
How many people would think it's rigged?
Yeah.
Everyone would think it's rigged, 100%. I think that's why, you know. But obviously, I'm not going to.
Let's maybe not.
Let's maybe not do that.
I really wanted to win my own setup and trucks.
I mean, I'll be having one of those decks for
graphic
sure.
one.
I'm going to get you
Yeah.
making me one because I want a TMB Flicks
Definitely
graphic
going to make a
for
batch
sure.
of them. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely gonna make a batch of
100%.
them.
And that's the same for anyone that, you know, if you don't win the giveaway, if you want to buy them, just reach out, and you know we can get something done for sure.
Yeah, great.
If you like the graphic, but we'll make a post of it. We'll take photos. I'll upload what the graphic's going to look like on the Instagram. And then once we're ready to do the competition, which hopefully within the next couple of weeks come in, yeah, all the rules and T's and C's and stuff, I guess, will be posted along with that post. So don't worry, you'll know what to do, how to enter, no problems.
Yeah. Great.
Sweet.
Should we wrap it up, gents?
Yeah,
I think,
so thank you for joining us, Simon. It's been a wonderful evening.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, mate. Honestly, it's
been great.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us well over an hour, nearly 2 hours of your time, because there was a lot of setting up and getting everything ready before we even started recording. So yeah, appreciate that. And
for all the viewers out there, please do visit Simon's website. So www.cartwheelsfb.com, is it? Yeah, .com.
.com. It is .com.
And it's also on Instagram as well, Cartwheelsfb. And yeah, thank you, Charlie. Thank you.
No, thank you, Anthony. And thank you to everyone watching as well. And bye-bye.
Catch you soon.